EGM Network.
This is Martha Matters. From real estate, healthcare, current events, taxes, or just about any topic, we're talking about it. Call us with any questions on just about any subject. Now, here she is, Martha!
Well, hi there and welcome. Hey, it's even cold down here in Florida. Those of you up north and out west can be laughing at us, but we feel like we're cold too, so we're all in this together. Which brings me up to the topic I have of common sense, which is totally missing, and it bothers me immensely. First of all, the passing the budget is still at a partial shutdown or standstill because the Democratic Party wants to totally get rid of ICE. Totally. Enough is enough. Now, there are a few things that I need to mention. First of all, ICE was originated in the term of Bill Clinton. I don't know if he personally originated it or if his staff did and he approved it. But anyway, it began under Clinton. Number two, Obama in his 8 years expanded ICE and went ahead and deported criminal aliens or illegals, I guess is the proper word. And there wasn't even a peep about anything objecting to that. Now, granted, at that time we had a border to some degree. It was not totally open like it was under the Biden administration, but illegals and cartels have been coming across for decades, including their terms of office, Clinton and Obama. So Obama took the illegals who were committing crime and deporting them, also several airplanes full, continuously. No one peeped or uttered a word. It was okay because Obama was doing it.
Martha, do we know why they started ICE? When Bill Clinton's administration started ICE, do we know the specifics?
We don't know all the specifics except that there were it started from, I believe, Texas, and then followed by Arizona, which is where they had the majority of illegals coming in. In towns that were peaceful farm areas, all the locals rose up and said, look, our homes are being vandalized as they walk through, our fields, our gates, our fences, everything's being broken up. And specific areas, not the whole country, but those areas of Texas and Arizona that were infiltrated with all the illegals.
So it's the same kind of topic as it is today?
Absolutely.
Same kind of problem?
Absolutely.
Okay, so the problem's still out there.
And now, all of a sudden, eliminating ICE because it's under the Trump administration is 100% political. All of a sudden, due process, when they've been committed and recorded and under oath admitted to doing the crimes, they need more due process. Do you know how stupid that looks? A good example, that Maryland man, Gonzalez, was already deported for major impacts of trafficking children, trafficking immigrants, and abusing them and abusing his own damn wife several times, hitting her and smacking her. And the Democratic Party said, oh, he's a nice family man from Maryland. it is criminal also to give such blatant lies like that when they have documentation of quite the opposite.
Well, that's what our system is predicated on, is innocent until proven guilty. But if these people are really coming right out and it's guilt, then why are we wasting the time and money and us even talking about this?
That's
if they're
right.
illegal, if they're criminals, then their law takes care of that.
That's right. That's where it should be.
The law
And
takes
that's
care.
what Trump said, and it's very upset. Why is the Democratic Party upset? That makes me upset because they have another agenda. And the other agenda really bothers me. To become socialist and to be successful, and there has yet to be a socialist nation that's successful.
Right.
You heard just this week, Cuba's falling apart. They call it socialism, what was in Venezuela. That is falling apart economically. You go into Russia, where there's more socialism than communism, except for the central government or the Kremlin of Russia. When you look at the middle class, none of them can have even a clothes dryer. At 20 below zero, they have to hang their clothes out on a line. And when you have ones in even Panama, where if you earn more than $800 a month, this was a few years ago, it may be up to 1,000 or something, but I'm just saying at the time that I visited, if you earned more than $800 a month, you got income tax. So people worked for $800 a month and crossed the border to Nicaragua and Colombia and got money off the books to get more than $800. That's how successful that government is. And for those who weren't that ambitious, they stuck to the 800 and decided to live in poverty and at least not have to work that much, and were very happy being on a 3-quarter vacation and only earning $800 a month. That has no ambition, no sense of improvement, either wanting to improve themselves or improve their country. It just doesn't happen. They don't care. They're taking the easy way out. And that's been true of every socialist country, including big Russia. Have they discovered anything that we haven't discovered other than taking our recipes and our inventions? No. Why should anybody have ambition? It will all be taken away from them by the government.
You know what's another thing that factors into that, and I believe I'm saying they're right. I don't know what the statistics are, but a lot of the socialist countries also have problems with alcoholism way more than what we do here in the United States.
That is true. Why? Because they're home relaxing on free time. Why not have a few drinks?
Well, you don't have anything to answer to, it seems like.
Right.
Yeah, you just,
To pass the time.
to pass the time, right.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
So, yeah.
And now, getting back, what bothers me more, getting off of just the background of socialism, what happened with the young man, the nurse in Minnesota, this could have been prevented, actually, if the ice were tougher. Not non-existent, but tougher, because the police were asked by the governor and mayor to stay away from the area by several blocks. The ICE had to control the mob totally by themselves. And 10 days before this guy was shot and killed, he kicked in the taillights of the government property, vandalism, was not given a ticket with a big fine, was not couldn't be sent to the police department because the governors awarded him with doing the right thing and asking the ICE to get out of there, ICE out. And so he came back a week later with a gun, and even the governor and mayor told people to protest peacefully without any guns. Do not bring guns. This guy said, well, I got away with kicking in the taillights of the government car. I can do a lot more and maybe we'll get somewhere. I know exactly what that guy was thinking. So he came the next week, not only with a gun, with 1 or 2 bullets for self-defense, which I could understand in a way. He bought 2 magazines of bullets with him. Now, that's not self-defense. That's a desire to kill a lot of ICE people. And he wasn't stupid like someone just told him to do it. He was a nurse, an operating room nurse. He had licenses or license to practice medicine. And he had a nice family and parents at home and everything else. Something tripped him toward getting mad against ICE, and that was both the governor and the mayor calling ICE nothing but terrorists, Nazis, Nazi Germany, and that anybody struggling is an Anne Frank. And guess what? He was indoctrinated, and he didn't need to be. What I would have liked is if 10 days earlier, when he kicked the taillights in, to be stopped, held, if only for 24 hours, handcuffed, and given a huge ticket with a major fine. He would have thought twice, because he wasn't a stupid man. He would have thought twice about coming back with a gun and 2 full magazines of bullets.
Right, because he wasn't held accountable to begin with.
Right.
The other thing that I wonder about it is, where's the respect? So now we don't have any respect for the police or the laws or anything?
Right. Well, respect is totally missing. That's why my title today is Common Sense. We've got to use our common sense. In Trump's election, also, he won all swing states because of security.
Right.
Every one of those swing states had a few dead normal citizens, working citizens, who, of all ages, from a teenager to elderly, that were killed by these illegal aliens that were behaving as thugs. And the Democratic Party, their mouth was shut. They didn't care.
Well,
Why? Because they have an agenda, and their agenda to become socialist and borderline communism is simply, you need to have people you can control,
right,
people who are totally dependent on you, and those at the top, like AOC and her clan, they're the ones that become billionaires, just like the Kremlin and Putin. And what they call middle class, everyone's the same, communism and socialism, everyone's the same. They're the working poor.
Right. Well, that's the middle class goes by the wayside. It's a shame that this agenda is getting so shoved at everyone, because there is a large majority. I mean, it proved with Trump's second election that we're here.
Yes.
We're here. That's what the American life is about, what we're doing.
That's right.
We don't need socialism.
We don't need socialism, and it doesn't make us more comfortable. And the biggest thing, We discover everything.
Right.
Why? Because the middle class is comfortable, not looking for food,
Right.
not looking for a shelter over their head,
Right.
and they can actually have time to better themselves and maybe better the country by
Right.
discovering things.
Absolutely. They're the buffer in between the have and the have-nots.
That's right.
They
That's
are.
absolutely right.
It's actually that great of a country. It is this great of a country, I should say, because of that.
Absolutely. That puts us right up there on top.
Right.
And the non-thinking Democrats and even those that are moderate, boy, do they have a mob mentality, and they're not thinking. Not thinking. Please, Democrats are not dumb people. Stop this mentality. So, any questions, please call, but I'm very upset about. Actually, the Democratic Party is very upset about Trump's success of having the lowest murder and serious crime rate since 1900. We should all be proud of that.
Well, going back to the agenda too of what ICE was doing there in Minneapolis and Minnesota, whatever. What was their job there? What were they trying to do, Martha? They were trying to get illegals out of the country.
That's correct.
Okay, so at the end of the day, if that person that's demonstrating, and I get it, that's what the United States is about, peaceful demonstration, peaceful assembly, those kind of things, voicing your opinion, absolutely you're entitled to do that. When you start kicking in police car taillights and things like that, the one lady that originally started this, what was a couple weeks ago, was told to stop. That's what escalated this whole thing originally.
Absolutely.
Okay, so when the police tell you to stop, even though you don't like it, they're the law. And you signed on to obey the law as being a citizen of the United States.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's not that they don't make mistakes. They do make mistakes. I make mistakes. You make mistakes. We all make mistakes. But at the end of the day, it's anarchy if you're throwing all this out. And to keep using the word Nazi Germany and all that, it is not Nazi Germany.
No, it isn't.
It is not Nazi Germany. It's a police force. They should be here. They are valid to be in our society and, obey the laws. If you're illegal, then you don't belong in the United States. That's it. Go through the channels, and haven't they, in this administration, made it easier to go through the channels, more forgiving?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
They have. They've given all kinds of choices.
Well, we need to take a break, but we'll be back in a couple of minutes, and just stay with us.
At Evergreen Media, we know the people, the businesses, and the work needed to take your marketing to the next level. We know where locals go to shop, work, and have fun.
We're here to focus on your local advertising so you can focus on your business. This is our home. This is our business. Evergreen Media. We market, you grow.
Are you opening a used car lot, pawn shop, a restaurant that will serve beer and wine? In the state of Florida, these and many other industries require a Level 2 live scan background check for clearance to work in your industry. A1A Fingerprints is your certified live scan source from Broward to Brevard. And if you're a medical provider, you need to be registered on the ACA web portal. A1A Fingerprints will help you navigate and comply with the law. Call 772-494-6556 or visit a1afingerprints.com. A1A Fingerprints.
Blue Dolphin Pools strives to provide quality service with a well-trained staff in the field and in the office. They want you to know that your pool or spa investment means much more to them than just another account. They believe you have entrusted them with your investment, and they'll do their best to see that it stays in top condition. Blue Dolphin Pool has been in business over 35 years, setting them apart from the competition. Residential or commercial, Blue Dolphin will keep you in the swim. 567-5853.
It's time to call Easy Brew Coffee and Bottled Water Service and learn just how much you can save and how convenient it is to have your coffee and bottled water delivered right to your home or office. In addition to water coolers, Easy Brew offers individual bottles of water in 8 or 16-ounce bottles. No more lugging it home or dragging it into the office. Serving the Treasure Coast for over 2 decades, 2 letters, 1 simple name. Easy for Easy Brew. Visit e-zbrew.com or call 800-792-3285. Easy Brew.
Welcome back, folks. Yes, please, we need to have some common sense with our lawmakers and those who represent us federally. We want ICE, we want the Department of Homeland Services, DHS. Remember, that includes FEMA, that includes several disaster fundings, including all of those out without electricity as I speak from the winter storms up north. It includes flooding like we had in Texas this last spring. It includes all forms of disasters, and none of us know when we will need FEMA funding. It could happen to any state, any location. And by eliminating funding for ICE, we're eliminating FEMA, we're eliminating several food products, food distributions where there were disasters. We're eliminating a lot, and we're being stupid about it. Let's not have that issue. And like I said, Trump won all 6 swing states in the 24 election unanimously or by significant majorities. Nothing edging or borderline about it. People want security. They want safety. Like I said, 90% to 10%. And I dare say the 10% include the cartels and the edge of the Democratic Party that want to ruin this country as a democracy. The majority of people have spoken, and spoken definitely. So it's up to the Democratic Party and all those moderate Democrats not to be pussy willows, but to support their people. Please. Yes, Fetterman came around and 8 others came around on the original, on 8 other moderates on the approval of the original budget as written and forwarded. That's fine. That makes 9 Democrats out of how many? 200 plus? It's about time the moderates not be pussy willows and know the importance of safety and well-being of their constituency and what their constituency really wants. So be honest and grow up, you moderates. We've got to put this socialism bit in check. We have just a little while longer till next week. I believe it's the 13th of February, next Friday, when all of a sudden we will have a country or we will have a total shutdown. It is that serious. So please notify your congressmen, even notify your local lawmakers to call their Congress representatives. This has got to stop. It's not politics that makes this country great. It's common sense and responsibility and accountability of each and every American So keep that in mind. Have a great week.